It all began with a mistake. I ran away with the boy, carrying my jewelry, my dreams, and my foolish heart. But when my family caught us, that boy let go of my hand and vanished into the night. I was left alone, shamed, and broken. My father's punishment was cruel in its simplicity. He married me to Ryan, our servant, a boy I barely noticed, who lived in silence and shadows. To my family, it was justice. To me, it felt like exile. Ryan's house was small, barely a shelter. No carpets, no chandeliers, no luxury. Just cracked walls, a leaking roof, and a broken bed. That first night, I cried so hard I thought my chest would shatter. Ryan said nothing. He slept outside, leaving me alone with my tears. But the next morning, he surprised me. The house smelled fresh, the sheets were washed, the floor was clean. On the bed lay a folded dress, simple, but new. "For you," he said quietly. "Why?" I snapped. He lowered his eyes. "Because you deserve better than this." It was the first time I saw him not as a servant, not as my punishment, but as a man. Ryan worked 2 jobs. His hands were rough, his clothes worn, his body tired. Yet every evening he came home with something small of flour, a fresh loaf of bread, sometimes even a single candle to brighten our nights. At first, I mocked him. "Do you think a candle makes this place less miserable?" He only smiled. "No, but maybe it makes you smile, even for a moment." And strangely it did. I began to notice the little things. How he always left me the bigger portion of food. How he walked slower so I wouldn't trip on muddy roads. How he carried the heaviest loads without complaint. He never demanded anything from me. He never reminded me that he was my husband. He just cared. Quietly, steadily, faithfully. One evening, I found him staring at my jewelry box. My heart froze. I thought he wanted to sell it. But he said softly, "Keep it safe, Ria. One day, when you're truly happy, wear it again. Not as a burden, but as a memory." My eyes burned with tears I didn't expect. I don't know when it happened. Maybe the night he stayed awake fixing the roof so I wouldn't get wet. Maybe the day he came home with blistered hands but still cooked me dinner. Or maybe when he walked miles just to bring me medicine when I fell sick. Somewhere between his silence and his sacrifices, I started to care. I began helping him sweeping, cooking, saving coins. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to. And in that little house, something beautiful grew between us. We laughed together for the first time while kneading dough. We shared stories under candlelight. We walked in the rain, not as strangers, but as to people finding home in each other. For the first time, I didn't see a servant. I saw Ryan, the man who stayed when everyone else left. One night, the rain poured harder than ever, drumming against the patched roof. The little house glowed with candlelight, and I felt something shift inside me. Ryan entered the room slowly, almost hesitant. His eyes met mine, searching for permission, for trust. And for the first time, I didn't look away. "Ria," he whispered, his voice trembling, "I don't want to hurt you, but I love you." My heart skipped. Those words, spoken so simply, carried more weight than all the empty promises I once chased. I reached for his hand. It was rough, scarred, strong. And I whispered back, "I know. I love you too." That night, we kissed softly at first, then deeply, like two souls finally finding each other. His touch was gentle, his embrace steady. There was no rush, no demand, only love. And in that moment, I realized something I never thought possible. I wanted him, not as punishment, not as obligation, but as my husband, my Ryan. That night, love wasn't just words. It became real, alive, ours. Months passed, and our bond only grew stronger. The little house became a home. The broken walls echoed with laughter. The patched roof sheltered whispered dreams. And the glass jar filled slowly with coins and hopes. Then one morning, I discovered I was pregnant. I cried not from fear, but from overwhelming joy. Ryan held me as if I was carrying not just our child, but his whole world. His eyes shone brighter than I had ever seen. "We'll give this baby a better life," he promised. "A life filled with love, even if we have nothing else." And I believed him. Today, when I look at Ryan, I don't see a servant. I see my partner, my protector, my love. I see the father of our child. Our house is still small, but it holds more love than any mansion. My jewelry still sits in that box, untouched, because I no longer need it to feel rich. I once thought love was about running away, but I was wrong. Love is not escape. Love is staying, building, growing. And I found it with Ryan, the man I once hated, but now, the man I cannot live without. Because sometimes the greatest blessings come disguised as punishments. And I thank God every day for mine.